Today I messed up by sending a picture of my willy to the family chat. So me and my girlfriend got extremely drunk on our holiday last night and took a funny picture of my erect willy, and my girlfriend was holding it with her toes. Woke up this morning to find I had accidentally sent the picture to my family chat. They've all seen it, so can only delete it for myself and not them. My poor mum. I don't think we'll be able to look each other in the eye for a very long time. They are picking us up from the airport later today, so I'm really not looking forward to the question on how our holiday was. I'm never going to live this down, and my dad will make sure of that. Every time he gets drunk now, he's definitely gonna bring it up to take the piss. I don't have a foot fetish, and I feel I need to somehow convince my parents I don't either. Too long. Didn't read. Sent a dick picture to my family chat. Today I messed up by getting a chopstick stuck in my penis. This is the weirdest thing to ever happen to me, and to be honest, I laughed through the experience, except for the painful part. This literally just happened a few hours ago. I was sitting in my room working on my computer, updating and adding designs to my Redbubble and Amazon shops. I was getting bored because I had to wait 30 minutes for my Amazon to update. So I did what every man does when they are bored. I decided to mess around. I got the bright idea to stick a chopstick in my penis. So I stuck it in until the end of it went entirely into the hole. Mind you, the end was square, not circular. So after it went completely in, I realized I made a mistake and tried to get it out. At that point my penis head was swollen and I could not get the squared end to come out of the circular hole. I pulled and pulled and it just would not come out. The pain was manageable for the most part. I tried for maybe 10 to 15 minutes before I gave up and decided the best option, albeit the last thing I wanted to do, was to go to the hospital. Slight problem: I live with my parents and I couldn't just leave on my own and go to the emergency room because my parents would have found out eventually. Screw technology. To make matters worse, my grandma was staying with us, and when trying to get it out she woke up and needed to use the bathroom. I decided the best thing to do was to tell my half-awake grandmother at 1 a.m. that I got a chopstick stuck in my penis. I told her and she took it better than I expected. Fast forward and I had to tell my parents. I went into their room. They were asleep, and woke my mother up first and told her what had happened. When I pointed to where it got stuck, my penis, for some reason both parents first assumed it got lodged in my ass. I wish it were my ass, cause then it would been easy enough to just crap it out. My dad was woken up and almost had a heart attack being woken up in the middle of the night. He was at a loss for words because he couldn't understand why me, a young adult, stuck a chopstick in his penis. I guess I'm just a freak like everyone else. So anyways, I hopped in the car and went to the ER. As I was sitting in the exam room I couldn't help but laugh because I had read stories of people who got things stuck inside them and never actually thought it would happen to me. Thanks internet. So time goes by and the doctor comes in. He examines my dick and says he's gonna get some tools to try and pull it out himself. I thought, oh great, I won't have to get cut. So he comes in with the tools and he said he brought some lidocaine gel to numb the tip, which he didn't end up using. He pulls out some tools and first tries the tool that essentially grabs the stick by the sides and pulls it out. Mind you, he didn't numb my penis at all. By God, when he started to tug at it I felt the fiery flames of Satan. This hurt so bad, and he kept on tugging. All the while I just sat there groaning and moaning in pain. Eventually it would not come out, but he decided to try one last time. This one hurt the worst. It still didn't come out. So then he said he was going to contact the specialist and see what to do about it. 10 minutes later he returns and says he's gonna numb the area and slice a small slit at the tip so he can pull it out. He comes back later and brings in a scalpel and a big needle. He cleans the area and inserts the needle. Listen, if you've ever got struck and injected with a needle into the penis, you know how bad it hurts, and if you haven't, don't. He stuck it in and came with it a sharp pain and a burning sensation. Eventually my dick felt like a brick. It was so numb, and he just cut it, felt nothing. After that he sewed it up and finished. And to make this whole situation worse I had to have my poor grandmother drive me and wait with me in the ER. Thanks Grandma. All in all, as I sit here writing this and thinking back, it was one hell of an experience, but one that I will make sure to avoid in the future. The bad part is my parents went back to sleep and now I have to wait until morning to talk to them again. Hopefully it isn't gonna be weird. Too long. Didn't read. I got bored and decided to mess around, resulting in a chopstick stuck up my penis. My grandma was visiting and had to take me to the emergency room at 1 a.m. Doctor tried pulling out stick with no numbing of the penis and eventually had to cut a slit in the head to get the chopstick out. Today I messed up by sending my crush pictures of a dissected brain and heart. This happened 5 hours ago and I, 22-year-old female, feel like an utterly creepy psychopath. My crush and I attend the same university but with different majors. I am on my way to become a doctor specializing in surgery, whereas my crush is pursuing an artsy degree. Yesterday, we were both hanging out on campus with mutual friends. At one point, one of the guys started to talk about a scuba diving incident where an elderly person had a stroke and died on the boat. He got rolled up in a rug and stayed like that, dead, on the boat for a whole week until they were able to dock and get the dead man off the boat. This sparked a conversation amongst us because half of the group thought it would have been better to throw him into the sea and let him get eaten by the fish, and the other half thought that this would be morally wrong but probably the best thing to do anyway. I then made a connection to the brain and heart we recently dissected in one of our courses, and my crush seemed to be interested in what we did and asked some questions. Because I'm a horny woman in her early 20s, I wanted to text my crush today. Which I did. I sent 9 pictures of the heart and brain my group and I dissected. 9 pictures full of blood, scalpels, brain tissue and heart muscles. Each picture more gruesome than the one before. Well, needless to say, my wonderful, innocent crush, who has nothing to do with blood and organs butchered up on a table, did not appreciate those pictures at all. No response so far. Just utter silence. I have since pondered about names for a possible name change and which country I could move to. There is no way on earth that we will ever talk to each other again, because who in their right mind would ever want to hang out with someone who just sends around pictures of mushy brain and broken heart substances? Too long. Didn't read. Out of horniness, I sent my crush pictures of a dissected heart and brain.